It's going to be another beautiful day here on the avenue.
No edits, no filter. Episode 11, take one.
Take one.
Episode 11. John Droughty Show.
The big one. Tom Water comedy hour.
Comedy hour.
Comedy
It's become
hour.
a comedy hour. I like that.
John Water Power Hour.
No edits, no filter. We're here
Brought to you by
again.
Adam Sandler.
Brought to you by Adam Sandler. Leo's back. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing just fine.
Excellent.
How come Jack's not on here anymore?
Jack Pipcorn, he was an intern for us at the Next Steps program. We're talking to Jack about coming to work here maybe. But he was an intern and his internship's up.
Oh.
We missed Jack. Yeah.
Hey, why is Rochelle out? Rochelle.
She's still here?
Yeah.
Well, because Rochelle has come to work for us. That's a great point.
Why is she not here on the show?
Well, because I don't know. Maybe she should be here on the show.
Hey.
Should we get her here on the show?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
we
she's
should.
camera
I think we should.
Maybe she's camera shy. I don't know. Let's invite her back next week. Let's invite her next week. We'll talk about
you
her
know,
right now.
this is kind of our, like, you know, welcome to the family, you know. This
What?
is kind of our summoning. you
Well,
know.
we have a new employee here.
This
Her
is
name is
Sam's.
Rochelle Mills. Everybody's met Rochelle. Leo, have you met Rochelle yet?
No.
Rochelle is a new member. John, you met her today.
Yeah.
And Carson, you've met her.
Yeah.
Right. She's came to us from the Next Step program. Actually, she was Jack's job coach at Next Steps when he came over to do some work for us, and did such a great job. She got her master's at Vanderbilt in special ed, and has come to work for us. So we're really excited that she's here, going to help us build a lot of programs and do a lot of stuff with us. And I think she's already met with a couple of you guys this morning. Is that right?
Yeah.
Had a nice little conversation.
We did, yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Excellent. Good start. Guys, what do we do here every week? Who wants to tell everybody what we do here every week?
Absolutely.
We sit here,
Absolutely
we sit here and
nothing.
look pretty.
We sit here look.
We sit here and talk a random topic.
Thank you, Dustin, for not being a smart aleck, for being the real truth. We sit here and
We sit here and do walk. We sit here talk about stuff.
talk about stuff. That's right.
We talk about things that we love to talk about.
Good. Guess what? I come up with a random subject, really, right? But
Yeah.
it has some truth behind it, or has some purpose behind it. Today's subject. God, that's good. I like it. Everybody's got quiet.
Today is brought to you by the letter G.
The letter G.
Now you think it's Sesame Street.
I had subject started with G.
That's right. No,
I had to.
we're gonna talk about pets today.
Pets.
Oh,
Pets.
John, do you have a pet?
we got $3.
We're gonna hear all about them. Pets. Pets are awesome. Pets can be a pain. I used to think that you built houses to keep animals out. 'Cause that's kind of mean, right? But
Yeah.
I think in the prairie days we built animals. built animals. We
We
built,
built animals. How do you build
it's
hybrid?
amazing. That's God's
You
job.
built a hybrid.
That's right.
Animal to keep houses out.
We built animals to keep houses out.
And hope that
Okay, that's kind of funny.
So we built houses to keep animals out. That's what I used to think until I have the puppy dog that I have now. I've fallen in love with a little dog.
Kind.
And it's a Havanese. Her name is Macy. And I'll tell you a really quick funny story. We'll always start off with something funny, and then we'll kind of go. My wife and son were telling me, look, we want a pet really badly. And they called me, and they were at the pet store. And I went into the pet store, and my wife had this German Shepherd that was this big.
Oh,
Huge. Named Zeus. We're bringing Zeus home, and we live next door to a park.
we blew Zeus.
Zeus would have eaten every animal in the park and just been nuts. I'm like, honey, we can't do that. I look over at my son, and he has a teacup Pomeranian, the size of this coffee cup in his hand. He goes, Daddy, this is what I want. I'm like, no, I'm going to step on that and squish it one day.
What?
no.
It's called a teacup Pomeranian, and that make those yappy kind
Sound,
of dog,
How
right?
come it
Sounds like a yap that'll
How
bark.
come it sounds like a hamster, but the name of the breed sounds like a snake?
I don't know.
Pomeranian. Sounds like some like rainforest snake or
I
something.
don't know. It's a little bitty furry fuzzball that is too little, and I would have actually tripped over and probably broken my leg or something doing it. So bottom line, I said no to both of those animals, and I look over in this little baby crib that they had their pets in, and this little bitty puppy dog is sitting right there, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I said, that's our dog. And now, a year and a half later, we have Macy, and Macy, for this guy who built houses to keep animals out, Macy now sleeps in my bed.
Gonna have him prayed for.
Yeah, I love Macy. So Macy has become a big part of our family.
Yeah.
So what I want to do today, and then we know that we had Lauren used to work here, and Lauren brought Jules. So she had a service dog that really helped her in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
So pets can be really just fun and kind of love us unconditionally. I think it's one of the cool things
What
about a pet.
happened to Lauren?
Lauren is not working with us anymore. I don't know where she's working, but her service dog, Jules, really helped her. So hers was sort of necessary. Some other pets aren't so necessary.
We need.
But I want to talk about that.
Woodard needs like a dog that just wanders around here with the name Woodard. We need like
What I
mascot.
want,
mascot, yeah.
what I
Maybe
want.
a cat to get the mice.
Maybe a
No, I was
Yeah,
thinking we
dog.
should have like one of those mop dogs. You know what I'm talking? Those crazy looking dogs that looks like a walking mop.
To clean up.
Yeah, or we could just have an anteater walk around.
Okay.
In
So
any event,
he said woodpecker.
A woodpecker?
if we do need a mascot, it needs to be a two-legged one in a full outfit, if you know what I mean.
Sasquatch.
Wow.
You'd rather not
Like a
have enough
gorilla.
of that in here?
You're saying a gorilla, Leo. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. What is a two-legged in a full costume? What would that be? You've got a picture in your head somewhere.
It would be like Bruiser the Bruin.
Bruiser the Bruin.
Of Belmont University.
Ah. Or who's the Nashville Sounds guy? Homer.
Is that his name?
I think it is Homer.
Whatever happened to we have a new mascot now.
Nash at the Predators,
The
Mr.
Predators.
C at the Commodores. No,
There's
but we're
also-
talking a real pets. Let's not talk about mascots. I want to hear about your pet. You got 3 pets, John. You start us off.
Well, every time I walk out of my room, one of the dogs starts barking at me. We had the bigger dog. He goes around and barks and all that. They follow my mother around.
Yeah.
And,
Do you like your pets?
they're kind of annoying. They bark at me every time they bark at me every time I come down my room and all of that.
So, do you like one of the pets better than the other, or does one of the pets like you better than the others, or they all bark at you?
Yeah, just one does.
One barks.
Yeah, a Mario barks.
A Mario.
Yeah.
Now, what do you have a pet that's your favorite? No.
And
Are you glad you have pets, or do you wish you didn't?
but I have pets.
Wow, what's so good about having a pet? What's the good thing about having a pet, John?
I don't know.
Leo, what would you say a good thing about having a pet would be? Do you have a pet?
No.
You live in your own little house, is that right? You got your
Right.
own house out back, and you don't have any pets out there?
Yeah, I have no pets out there.
Why? Why don't you? Have you chosen not to have a pet, or would you like to have a pet?
They do more harm than good.
They do more harm than good. Like, what do you mean?
They make too much noise. And ones that can't be kept in a cage all day, just shed on a rug.
So they're a
That's
big.
why dogs need to be litter trained like cats.
So pets can be kind of a pain, and that's kind of what I used to think too, right? We build the houses to keep animals out. Carson, what do you got? You got any
I'm
pets?
a big dog person. I love dogs.
You're a big dog person.
am.
So do you currently have a dog?
Since I've been born, we had
Oh, I like
at my old house we had. I could not remember what type of dog it.
A pit bull.
We actually no. I'm trying to think of all the dogs. I've had a Jack Russell before. I've had a little black dog that was like, I think it was like a mix of. I forgot what the
That's
mix
okay.
of. My mom has a dog that's half golden retriever, half pit bull.
Why are you such a dog fan? What is
I
it
just
about?
am.
What do they do for you?
Or just fun. I used to love to put my mom's dog out on her run in the backyard and play fetch with her.
Cool. What did it do for you though? Is it just like having a buddy or somebody to pal
It
around
is.
with?
It is fun, and I always enjoy. Used to go to my friend's house a lot, who lives in Murfreesboro, and she has now 3 golden retrievers, and the middle one, I remember every time she would see me, she would always come over to me, and she just licked me everywhere, and I just always think that's fun.
Kind of unconditionally, dogs love you, don't they?
Yeah.
They just really.
They do.
They don't. You can have a bad day. You can have a good day. And unconditionally, they sort of,
And-
it's funny.
and
My
they're-
wife came in from practice last night, and Macy ran and greeted her and jumped up in her arms, and she goes, "Why don't y'all greet me that way?" And in some ways, she's
You
right.
jumped up in her arms.
So that's what my son did. He was a
should've
smart
said-
ass. He went over and jumped in her
you
arms.
should
That's
have
right.
said. You should have. Your response should have been, you know how dogs lick humans. And she said, "Why don't you ever greet me like that?" You should have said, "Well, one human licking another human probably ain't a good idea."
Yeah, and Thomas went over and did that. He sort of started hugging on her and licking on her cheek and stuff. She's like, "No, I was kidding." It's an unconditional love these dogs have for us.
And they're
No matter-
funny, and
they're funny.
they'll make funny noises,
Okay,
and they're entertaining.
there you go. John A.
Throughout my life, I've had 4 dogs, 2 fish, a gerbil, and a rabbit.
So that big
In a way, yeah, but
big difference in pets. What's the difference in having a fish and a dog? I mean, I know the physical
Well,
difference,
you can't pet a fish.
but all right, no pet
yeah,
fish.
the fish has got to swim around the aquarium.
Yeah.
But why is it good to have fish though? What's good about it?
Because
wasn't
fish make a lot less noise.
They don't bark. They don't.
They can't
They
be fun
don't
to look
dirty
at.
the
I can-
house.
I can remember my freshman year of high school. My at the Nashville Zoo they had senior day for the older people.
Okay.
And so I remember my school had given us a day off during exams week because we hadn't had a snow day in 2 years. So they ended up giving us a day off in the middle of the week. So I got to go with them to the Nashville Zoo. And one of my favorite things to do over there is a underground thing, the Unseen World. It's inside. It's got all the fish tanks and then
Oh
it's
yeah,
got-
yeah.
Yeah,
And the
it-
reptiles. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
It's always one of my favorite things to do.
Love it.
And I kept looking at the fish, and I ended up going home and buying a big old huge tank.
So
and
what
some
good does
fish.
it do to sit and look at fish? What does it do to you or for you? Or,
It's fascinating.
it is fascinating. I agree.
And there's lots of different types of fish,
I
and
love
no one
fish.
knows this, but the average pet fish can last up to 25 years.
If you care for it.
And my dad's selling the house, and he ended up getting rid of it. I'm like, I had paid for the whole thing. I'm like, you should ask me first. But the fish was still alive in there that I had bought that day from 2013 till.
So fish are
2019.
calming to me. I like it because I can sit and watch a tank and it's kind of calming
Yeah.
to watch
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna be nice. I like to hold something.
So
It's
fish archer, I've
clean
had fish and
water.
gerbils and rabbits, but the dog
I tried
rabbit.
the rabbit. The rabbit was the devil.
Tell us about that. I need the
did
rabbit
not
story.
like us very much. Anytime we let out of the cage, we try to hold it. He would just like scratch everybody, and anytime we pick him up, he just instantly. Every time you touched it, it would poop. Just like
Wow! it's like a battery powered toy.
just like. Boop.
Yeah, so why do we have this thing? You've
Yeah,
let it in your
there's
house
one-
and now it's
there's one
pooping
thing.
all over.
So we got
Yeah,
it
you
for a
won't
week.
want no cat. They carry a lot of diseases.
No, they carry diseases. See, they can
Cats?
be bad, right?
I'm not a big cat.
Not a big cat guy. I have a cat right now that any of you can have.
We're trying to get rid
I
of
don't
mine.
mind cats, even
You
though
know
cats
what?
can be a little tricky.
Why is a cat tricky?
I don't know. I
Because their
just
mood can change like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I agree.
Listen, what were you thinking? What's tricky about a cat? I want to know about that.
I don't know. They get. I don't know. Maybe they get like sneak up on you or something.
They are kind of sneaky.
You want to know my experience with cats?
Uh-oh,
I had this one cat that was a literal cat from hell. I don't want to talk about it, but I
Rabbit?
will
Like a
tell you,
YouTube
I
thing,
hate.
cat from
No,
hell.
it was serious,
Must've
Carson.
been a
This cat
reincarnation
wanted
of
to
my
bite
life.
you, wanted to just. It looked like it wanted to kill you,
And,
and that's why I don't like cats.
but wait, was this your
The
pet?
only
It was a stray cat, long story short. It somehow found its way in our garage, in our Hendersonville location. Long story short, named it Precious for obvious.
That's just the devil cat.
It's a cat from hell.
No, Precious, the cat from hell.
my
Yeah,
favorite
little bite
my favorite thing to
precious.
do
God.
with a cat is anyone ever got in the laser pointer and had the cat chasing
the
around.
best.
I love it. I love
I
it.
agree. There's
only
nothing
reason to have a
more.
There was nothing. My sister had 2 gerbil hamsters once,
Yep.
and
Wait, gerbil
Those
hamsters?
are two different things.
oh, the gerbil. They look like hamsters to me.
Okay, 2
Okay,
gerbils.
two gerbils in our.
I thought she had breeded gerbils and hamsters together to create a gerbil
Hamsters.
hamster.
in a
Gerbster.
Yeah.
in a cage upstairs in our bonus room, and they didn't last very long. And but they'd have so much of the, I guess you could call it, that stuff you put inside their cage. What is that?
Oh, the cedar shavings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I tapped on the glass once and I couldn't find it. Came out, hello.
So dude,
And
Yep.
putting him in those balls and watching them roll around.
that's fine.
That is fun.
Well, I did that once, and then he got out of the ball, and we couldn't
you-
find him.
I
Did you ever
forgot,
find
I
them?
forgot to mention my parents has got 2 birds.
Uh-oh.
That's a whole different level of pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us
Those,
about
those birds
They currently
make
have it.
noise and all that.
God,
Yeah. You know,
How did they go, John? So, are these currently birds are in your house?
no, they're in my parents' room.
They're in their room
Oh
Your
boy.
parents.
in a cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck trying to sleep to that.
Did you ever find that hamster?
No, so the gerbil. We had a gerbil, and it ran around in one of those little balls, and it got out,
Uh-oh.
and I couldn't find it.
You wouldn't
How
want
long
the,
did it take?
Yeah, you wouldn't want the cat because it would scratch your fur.
you-
No, you
Oh,
wouldn't
the
wanna do
cats
that.
will absolutely chase.
Yeah, they're mean. They're evil. They'll sneak up on you like.
My gerbil
like
got
I
eaten
said.
by a dog
This
across the
gerbil ended up in a drawer,
No.
kind of behind the drawer,
What?
and we kept shutting the drawer on the gerbil, and we didn't know it.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
about a few weeks
manslaughter.
A few weeks later, there was a smell in our room, and we weren't sure what it was.
Did you
man.
kill it?
And
Did
we
you kill
opened the
it?
drawer, and there was a flat gerbil in the back of the drawer.
Oh gosh, that's creepy. Oh,
we
gosh,
can't
that
we
creeps
can't
me
show
out.
Peter this video anymore. We can't no edit, no filter, because I actually did exterminate a gerbil by accident. So in my youth, I think the statute of limitations is up. Yeah.
We
Open hope,
do
I
have a cat
might
actually
have
at
found
my
a
dad's
frog on the
house,
ground.
and we
Long time.
still to this day I don't know how we got this cat, but the cat ended up getting pregnant and having 5 kittens in our laundry room, and I don't remember what year it was. But I do remember that a few days after, something kept happening. We don't know what. The mom got sick, so the mom and the kittens, one after the other, kept on dying, and the last one survived, and we still have that cat. So every year, me and my dad will try to play a prank on my older sister and pull the Cat in the Box Christmas Vacation prank.
Oh, yep.
And we've never been able to do it. We've always talked about it, and so all those, the mom and the kids are all buried in our backyard,
Oh, that's crazy.
and it is.
cemetery.
And it is kind of creepy, but
Dude, I totally love that you gave another vacation reference, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
have a Chevy Chase shirt on.
oh yeah.
I love that. All right, Brad, you've been very quiet, and growing up in Thompson Station, there's lots of land down there.
Yeah.
You've got to have had a pet growing up.
Oh, I actually own like the current total of pets I have were 2.5.
2.5.
Well, yep, starting from my
What
child.
did you do?
I want to hear about the 2, and then I definitely want to hear about this half pet you have.
Yeah.
You share it with
What in a
someone?
half pet?
Yeah, I'll show you what I mean.
Oh, 2-legged cat.
Wait, hold on. He's going to tell us.
Yeah. All right. So I'm also a dog person.
Gotcha. I
Yes,
agree.
so-
All right.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, we owned like a shepherd. Can't remember what kind, but he was like kind, friendly, always willing to play. Yeah. Until he finally passed away in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a sad day.
It is a sad day when we lose a pet. I want everybody to think about that. I want to. You got to keep going to get the
Are you
half
crying?
pet.
Are you
I'm gonna
crying?
I'm gonna shed a tear in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. So the half pet we had, our evil one.
What?
What did you do?
I'm not kidding.
Uh-oh. Is it evil?
Is this like Dustin's cat or what?
No, Dustin's dog. Yeah, that's.
It
Was it sawed in half?
Yeah. How do you have a half a pet, really?
Yeah, it was more of a tearing the place apart kind of pet.
Oh, so he was the party animal.
So what kind of animal do we have? Are we talking, Brad?
That's a good
It was like
Tasmanian devil.
it was like some, I never actually knew the name of that kind of dog.
But it was a dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why is he the half dog? Because he's half good and half bad?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like you, Dustin. I'm thinking
Thought it was just
we've
two-legged.
got a two-legged dog or something. That's right. Exactly.
A two-legged
Cat dog.
You watch that cartoon thing? They have a talking dog you could drive and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like a dog in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Is that funny? John, I bet you laugh out loud at that.
It's stupid, but I don't know how.
Y'all remember Toonces the cat? Am I really old with
Yeah,
that?
Toonces.
Toonces the cat from Saturday Night Live. Do you know him? And he would drive this car off the side of the outside of the mountain.
Yeah,
We had
Had a jingle and everything.
a Jack Russell
Okay.
named Boo, and we gave him away after a while. My dad gave him away to a farmer who had a bunch of land and Jack Russells, they're pretty mean.
I mean,
What?
They're mean. Well, okay,
Yeah.
mine was.
Yeah, I had a Jack Russell. Mine was the best.
And you think dogs like and they call into stuff. You'll come home or they'll be caught into the couch.
right?
This Jack Russell had clawed into the drywall. Is what had happened.
It was a digger.
He was, and it was more of like a farm dog.
So let's talk about it. I want to talk about losing a pet. It's sad. It's awful because it becomes a part of your family, right?
Yeah.
And they have shorter lives than we do. So you go through a couple of 3 or 4.
Every time fish die, they go backwards and roll it up.
And they float up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do with them then, John?
We
We
throw
throw him in the toilet.
Yeah,
You
you
throw
flush
them
it.
in the toilet.
You can't flush a dog.
Can't flush a dog down.
No way.
There's all types of sizes for dogs.
Yeah, but losing a pet's tough, right? I mean, it is. So we become emotionally tied to our pets, and they become like family members.
Sometimes
right?
I lose the person.
It's kind of like losing a person.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us how that is, John.
Just one of those. It's just like a human being dies.
Yeah, they
It's-
become-
That's same with pets too.
Yeah.
I know some dogs that are smarter than some people.
I know some people that really like pets more than they like people.
I remember once I was still living in Atlanta. I remember my dad and stepmom. They used to have a little dog, a Westie, and it died some years ago. It had a bit of a brain tumor.
Okay.
Yeah, she was really sick.
Yeah, and you lost it. It was sad.
Yeah. My dad said that was sad.
I bet.
But they have another dog now.
There you go. And
Yeah.
they replace it. There's a Dog's Life, a movie out right now. Anybody seen that movie?
There's like
Dog's Purpose. Is that-
2
that's
or
it, that's
3
it.
dog films out right now.
Dog films just wear me out.
They
man.
got Dog's Journey coming out next week.
Are
Dog.
any such films based on actual events?
I don't know.
I got one.
I don't know.
I got
That's
one.
a great question. Yeah.
I got one. This one came out, I think, about 10 years ago. I don't know any of the actresses, but the main actor is Richard Gere, and it's inspired by a true story, but it all took place like I think in Japan or so. But the movie is American,
Huh.
and it's called Hachi. It's about this. I think it takes place a long time ago. He Richard Gere was a professor at a college somewhere, I'm not sure where, but he would take the train every day. He'd walk from home and he'd walk to the train station and ride the train to school. And he got this dog. He found this dog once, this little dog, and he ended up keeping it and getting attached to it. And the dog would always get out of the fence and go back to the train station, and he'd sit there each day waiting for his owner to come
Oh,
home.
wow.
And there was one day that Richard Gere's character, I guess you'd call him the professor, ended up collapsing at work and didn't come home, and so he passes away, and and his wife moves out and moved the dog in with their daughter and her husband, and he would always get out of the fence and go back to that same train station
Wow, waiting
for
on his
for 10 years, just waiting to see if the owner would come back home.
They're loyal, man. They are loyal.
They are, and It used to be on Netflix. I'm not sure if it is anymore, but you should watch
movie,
it.
huh?
It's called Hachi.
Hachi.
Hachi. It came out 2009.
Any other quick dog stories, pet stories?
Dogs are my weakness.
Dog's your weakness?
How so?
Just
He didn't mean physically.
I have a lot.
They,
No, he's not.
Well,
allergic.
They're my
this one we'll
kryptonite,
get
yeah.
you in a second.
no, it's just
Come on, Mike.
Yeah, that's why I like that because you just love dogs.
yeah, man. I just
It's a good question there, Leo.
can't hurt them. Can't.
Matt, what do you think?
You know, pets to me, I've had many pets. You know, well, my dad had many pets. We had. I will say pets are just good company.
Yeah.
The pet I got now, unfortunately, is so attached to my mother that
They do. They attach to one person, don't they?
you know, and technically it's my dog because
But
you
your
know
mom
what?
stole
It's
it.
just complicated. You know,
Is
dog's
it,
gonna.
what if it's the
decide
person
who's
that
on
feeds
this.
them? You know, sometimes it's the person that
Well, I
feeds them.
feed
they-
them as well.
I
It's
know.
just, it
You
just,
were- Looks like y'all need a little therapy session, you and your dog, sitting down and having.
no, it's my mother's dog.
You're seeing
You
that.
But technically, it's my dog. But my dog is attached to my mother, and if he tries to sleep with me, he has separation anxiety, so he can't really.
Maybe your dog needs some therapy sessions. That's what we need. Dog therapy.
Yeah.
You remember that show, Lassie?
Yeah, I do remember last.
Oh, they kept changing the actors.
They changed the actors?
Yeah, they always, I don't know why, but then they kept coming out with, Lassie kept, they changed actors like 2 or 3 times.
Do you still watch Lassie?
No,
You used to watch it?
yeah.
What was your favorite part about the overall show of Lassie?
No, I don't know if the dog was real or just somebody
Oh,
played.
it's a real. It's a real dog.
It's a real dog. And,
Just
yeah,
FYI, if actors are replaced for sequel, it's called recasting.
Oh yeah.
there you go. That's good. Awesome. Little terminology play there, Leo. Thank you. That's awesome. That is
Most
recasting.
actors were recast for Mary Poppins Returns.
Huh. That's true. Taking the old actor in another place and putting him in
yeah.
a new place. That's cool. All right. Any other pet stuff? I've got a funny little story to end up with. If nobody's got anything else to
I
add.
think
Um,
pets fulfill a very certain desire in people.
Okay.
And that's to have something to take care of.
Wow. I want to go deeper right there. You just jumped in a little hole, and I like the hole. So that's really cool, dude. It gives us a reason to be and to
Yeah.
love and be loved. So it gives you something or somebody to
Be a
love.
provider.
That's cool. How important is that in a world that's kind of, we've all gotten individualized and a little bit lonely and a little bit isolated?
Keeps us humble.
John, just go. Talk more about that.
I think it's really more effective as a dog or even a cat. I think any family should have a dog and cat at their household at some point. Really helps teach kids responsibility, humility, how to take care of something.
Well, kids may not be open to responsibilities that are not worth their while.
But it's good to learn that sometimes. I think what you're talking about, sometimes that forces us to learn something that maybe we don't want to. Because we do have to be responsible in life for others.
Well,
You agree with
we
that?
can still only take on responsibilities that are worth our while, like the ones associated with owning a vehicle.
So owning a vehicle is worth your while, but owning a pet's not?
Exactly.
Well, for John, it might be that it's a pet, not a vehicle. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even drive.
Right. So that's interesting. Okay. I really like what you're saying because I think it's important. I mean, there's songs that say to love and be loved again and again and again and again is kind of the purpose of life, right?
Yeah.
And pets offer that, or unconditionally love us.
But what you forget to mention is, there's many, like our dog, he came from a puppy mill. My mom had to wire to get our dog Mac, which he's this phantom white color poodle, miniature poodle, and we think he's half wiener dog because he has these like short little legs and kind of a long body like a hot dog.
A wiener poodle.
I don't know if he is one,
Oh, Peter.
A Woodle.
but he has to be a doxy poo of some
A
sort.
doxy poo. See, I love these combined names. I'm going to start calling. We all need to start calling each other combined names like.
Well, I just think it's just a good to have a dog to just cuddle on if you're just. Sometimes life just gets you there, and you just need something to squeeze. You know.
I think you're right. That's really what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Something to love and kind of unconditionally take care of.
But I do have some stories about some animals. They probably weren't. Well, one time I remember we had this dog named Thunder. He's no longer with us, but he was one tough little dog. Let me tell you, he did some interesting. One time he wasn't scared of this deer. This deer was in our yard. Deer stepped on his ball, and we had to take him to the vet and long story. And then he got in some fight with this other really aggressive dog. So my dad, being good old Paul Sternberg, decides to, you know what, I'm going to pay them a visit. He shows up literally with an axe at the front door, willing to cut that dog's head off.
Wow.
And this is dark stuff, okay? So I'm not going to lie, this is the... I've had, and then.
Remember, there are no edits, no filter here, Matt.
Yeah, I realize that, but I feel like it shall be known. And then Thunder thought it was a good idea to swallow some stones or something.
What?
Yeah, we had to take him to the vet. And then we had this other dog named Sally Bell. It was before Thunder. He was a wild dog. He was scratched. He was like, real. I don't know what breed or what kind of dog he was. It was when I was little, very little.
But bottom line, everybody's kind of agreeing having a pet can be a good thing around your house. Is that right? Except you, Leo. You're not agreeing with that. A fish maybe, but not a pet because it's too much
And
responsibility.
then I've had
too
a
much
rabbit
noise.
and one fish.
Is that right? Everybody agreeing on the pets except Leo?
I agree.
Yeah.
And Leo, we get that. That's cool. My daughter just got a pet. It's about time that she and her husband are 30, and I wouldn't mind being a grandparent one day, so it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So they got a pet first. They got a puppy dog, and they're learning how. I think it teaches you, like you said, teaches you how to be responsible and how to take care of something.
And you can still.
Well,
be
there's a
grandparent.
And I'm sort of a grandparent.
Okay,
to
there's
one
a
of these
caveat
things.
to a dog
That's
and
right.
then having a baby.
There is. They're a little different.
Yeah,
But
I've
it's a good-
decided that I'm not going down that
It's a
route.
starter
They're pretty
baby.
much the same. For the
No,
first
they are
couple
not.
months.
They're not a starter baby.
Pretty much the same
Dogs
for the
are,
first couple
but
months.
it's I don't know.
Cats are.
Cat. Oh God, I hate that. I mean,
I-
I like the cool, calm cats that are not very aggressive. They're just nice. I like those kind of cats, but the cats I just can't
The chill
stand are the
ones.
ones that just. They're the representation of pure evil in my mind.
Evil cat, crazy cat. So dog
But
people.
I like the cool, chill,
Dog
cats.
people, not cat
I
people.
like those cats too. Calm, chill.
Yeah.
I like those kind of cats too.
Weirdest pet. Anybody got a weird pet they've had?
Does a weird sibling
My-
count?
No. Not in this
I
instance.
have a cousin who has collected very
Uh-oh.
exotic pets. I think he had a snake, a tarantula,
Yikes!
a lizard,
I would
Oh,
not survive.
lizard, huh?
and
Definitely build houses to keep those out.
he had a turtle. He loved the exotic stuff.
So we had a pet squirrel when I was growing up. We had saved it in the backyard from our dog eating it, brought it in, nurtured it, gave it,
I got
brought it
attacked
back
the
to
guy
life.
squirrel one, and I got a bloody hand from.
Well, we accidentally let this cat go, and my mom and dad were having a party, and it ran up a lady's skirt.
Oh! PG-13, guys.
Exactly.
PG-13.
Just we'll leave it at that.
Tom, that would make a good children's book, The
Yeah,
Lost Squirrel.
The lost squirrel, and I got in big trouble for that.
Lost squirrel
I got
was
in-
kind of a pervert.
I got in big
What's up with
trouble from that.
Oh,
Yep, no.
God.
Just ran up there and scared the crud out of her. So anyway, we'll
You
leave
can
it
eat
at that.
squirrel.
You can't eat squirrel, John.
I'm
That
sorry
would,
from
that,
from you
Steve.
telling me that.
that would technically not make it a pet. though.
Not as your best friend. You can want to eat your
You're
best.
not gonna eat your best friend. That's
My
good, John.
grandparents had long time ago
Yeah.
had
That would mess
a
with
couple of squirrels that have gotten, they don't know how, but had gotten loose in the attic.
Ah, see. Squirrels in that, and you can hear those drive you
Squirrels
crazy.
and
all night.
found several
Tell
box
us squirrels
turtles
are natural
in Madison
enemies.
Creek one time. I found several box turtles. then we had this. There's this bullfrog we had one time that jumped into our pool, and our pool. So I had to jump in there and chase the darn thing, and finally got it. It was a slippery little sucker, but I got him out.
All right, any crew? Anybody want to throw anything in? Nothing?
Nate,
Like dogs?
Ask Nate.
You like dogs?
Hello,
Cody, do you like dogs?
I suppose.
Do you like cats?
Yeah,
You like pets in general?
yes.
We're talking about pets. Welcome back.
Speaking of pets, my 3-mile walk with Dieter over there.
Yep.
There were a lot of bass. There were a lot of perch. Bass. Smallmouth.
A pet bass. Now there would be an interesting
Bass.
stat.
That's a fish.
We
Yeah.
saw turkey, we saw deer.
Deer. And
So
they
why-
weren't.
Thanksgiving.
Usually you put those on the wall singing.
Those pets.
Yeah, is that a pet? If you put a bass on the wall and it sings, does that make it a pet?
If you want.
Well, if you know how to wiggle your worm right, you can do about just anything.
Well, we're not going there. All right, Val, what about you?
Best thing in the world. I moved away from home. I thought I wasn't gonna have pets anymore. Turns out there's one neighborhood stray. This is where you're talking about you can. There's one neighborhood stray named Nathan who gets taken to the vet every couple months.
Good night.
He gets all those like flea shots and everything.
Yeah.
So he can come inside.
Wow. So you have a stray pet neighbor that kind of hangs out at your new place.
There's a cat that I occasionally feed who comes and hangs out with me, and there's no litter box in my apartment.
No commitment though.
Oh yeah.
See there, it's
He's
just friends with
He's an
benefits.
old man about time. He's got his own business sorted. I don't have to worry about that.
there you go. See, pets with benefits. There you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
John.
I
How's
just,
it going?
they
There's
really
always-
are giving me this Chuck Norris vibe. Chuck Norris always wore black.
I have a
And
Chuck-
like a green.
Whoa! I'll take a Chuck Norris vibe. All right,
And
See that?
If I
that's all we got, I think, today, guys. Let's out of the Chuck Norris vibe. I got to cut it off. Who wants to
see you
take us
next
out?
week before we roundhouse
Hold
kick
on.
Tom.
Do we want Cody to
Joking.
close us out?
I'll do it.
Cody,
I want to close out.
Cody, come over here and close us out, buddy.
You shall refer to me as Betty. No, wait, no, not that.
How do we close?
Like this.
That's a good one, but he knows the line.
Extra big ass taco.
We're officially done. Cody has said
Extra
it.
big ass cock.
Gentlemen, thank you. Good stuff.
Thank
Leo,
you.
thanks for coming
Appreciate
back in
your
here. Good stuff.